Welcome to the Lauren Blackwell channel. It appears that Taylor Swift has stepped on a lot of toes with her album, and people are not keeping quiet about it. From what I have gathered so far, it looks like she has copied one thing or the other or made unwanted references to the following people: the Pixies, Jackson 5, Jonas Brothers, and she made reference to Charlie XCX and Kayla Nicole that a lot of people are also talking about. So overall, this album does not seem to give happy place. It does not seem like the music came from a good, happy, comfortable place. Honestly, it seems angry. It sounds like she was lashing out a lot, and she was taking melodies from other artists without crediting them because she can, and she believes that she can get away with it. I'm not sure why she decided to go down this route at this point in her career. I understand that Taylor has always talked about her life in her music, and she has referenced some beef that she has had before with other people, but the way that she went about it in this album is it's very aggressive and crass, and I don't know why it almost seems as if she wants to pick fights. She wants to fight with as many people as possible, but she doesn't need to do that for her to have a well-performing album. If anything, this route that she took has hurt her more than it helps her, because it has hurt her reputation. I know that a lot of people are looking at the fact that she sold multiple units and the album seemed to have performed well, but there are certain things that you suffer the consequences much later on. It is not everything that you immediately begin to see the effects of. And for something like your reputation, especially your reputation as a lyricist and your reputation as a good-hearted person, these are things, as far as being a lyricist, that's not the worst thing in the world when people realize that you're not the best lyricist. There's so many successful people that aren't. But as far as being a good-hearted person and not just coming after people just because you can, because you're bigger than them and have a bigger fan base and more money, that's not something you want to toy with, It's like, it's not something that you can easily repair. And the way that she so blatantly came after women mostly is very strange. It's almost as if she never has problems with any man. All her problems are with women, and she addresses them not to resolve it, but to keep it going, to instigate more drama. That's how this album came across. As far as the Kayla Nicole thing, that really baffled me, which is one of the reasons why I'm really making this video, because I don't understand what Kayla did to Taylor. What exactly did Kayla do? She dated Taylor's current boyfriend. That's it? Is that enough for her to come after her in her music, or is there something else that I'm missing? Like, did Kayla Nicole say some nasty things about Taylor in an interview that I have not seen? Or what is it? Because it is very strange. And it's not just Kayla. It's black women. It's the black women that her current boyfriend, or perhaps her exes, liked. I am sure that her exes, or even her current boyfriend, Travis, or fiance, I'm sure there are women of other races that they have liked, that they have admired at some point. So I know that Travis predominantly has dated black women, but there's gotta be some other women of other races that he has had relationships with, perhaps when he was much younger, or at some point, perhaps some of Taylor's other exes have moved on to women of other races as well as black women. So why is it that she only referenced the black women that her exes and her current fiance had dealings with? Why is that? Why does it hurt her so much? Kayla Nicole did not date Travis while he was in a relationship with Taylor. She dated Travis first, and then the relationship ended, and there was no back and forth as far as I know, as far as Kayla going back to date him after he started to date Taylor. There was none of that. The relationship ended and both people moved on. So why is Taylor coming after Kayla? This is so weird. Can you imagine that when you start dating a guy, you then begin to take shots at his ex, not because the ex is still involved with him, but because the ex dated him? So so is it that Travis should never have dated ever before? Or is it that he should never have dated a black girl? Which is it? This is so weird. This is so uncalled for. And I don't know what the end game is. I don't know what she is hoping to accomplish. You know what I think is happening? I think that when she and Travis started dating, he said some things about Kayla. He told her some things that were negative about Kayla, and the fact that the public let it be known that Travis actually likes black women, I think that made her upset, and she's taking her anger out on Travis's ex, who's a black woman. Because there really is no connection. There's no connection between Kayla and Taylor other than Kayla used to date Travis. She's no longer involved with him. So what is her beef? What is her problem with Kayla? And it's not just Kayla, because the savage comments was not directed towards Kayla. I don't think so. The references are very obviously directed towards black women, multiple black women, which lets me think that she's still thinking about her exes that moved on to black women. Like, she incorporated that and got angry about it and directed her anger towards Kayla. And you know the funny thing? I think Meg turned Travis down, and I feel like a lot of people also think that the savage comment was towards Meg. So now Taylor is mad at Kayla because Kayla dated Travis, but she's mad at the one that did not date Travis by saying, well, she's not savage, so yada yada yada. So I'm like, what do you want? Do you want these black women to have dated your ex, or do you not want them to have dated your ex? Because either way, you're taking shots at them. What is going on? She seems really upset. And you know what? She also said that in her interview with Zane Lowe, she talked about how the music is better understood by people that have certain life experiences. And most importantly, she said that typically when you write an album, you write it in the past, and so what you're singing about in the album is actually something that you have experienced in the past, not in the present when you're singing it when the album is complete, because you may have moved on from whatever you were experiencing when you wrote the album. So she then said that this particular album, The Life of a Showgirl, is something that she wrote while she was experiencing it. So this is not feelings she had in the past. These are feelings that she is having in the present as she wrote the album, the songs in the album. Which means that she currently is angry, because this is an angry album. This is not a good, this is not someone who has finally settled into her life and and who likes where she currently is and is comfortable and happy. This is just not that. So if her album is a reflection of what she's experiencing currently, then it is safe to say that she currently is feeling very insecure. She's feeling angry, and she feels as though she is entitled to other artists' work that she can incorporate into her work without giving them credit. This is not a healthy place. This is not a good place that she's in, mentally or emotionally. And it is reflected in the album. It's also reflected in her having to defend the album, which she did in this interview. She did not seem happy in the interview. She seemed angry, as a matter of fact. And then she's doing all of these things now to her face. And it's like, why is she doing all of this? She was already considered very pretty. Like, did anybody call her ugly? Why is she doing all this stuff to herself, her face? And now she's angry, and it's like, and then she's picking a fight with Kayla that has done nothing to her. None of this is making sense. This is unnecessary. The title, The Life of a Showgirl, sounds like a fun album. It does not sound like an angry, go after other women sort of a project. So why did she choose to do this? This could have been such a fun album. It could have reflected some aspects of her life as, someone in the limelight and in show business, but it could have still been a fun album. I saw a group of people that were dressed in their outfits for a listening party, and they were dressed so amazingly. They were dressed like showgirls, and it's like everyone thought this was going to be a more pleasant album, a more pleasant group of songs to listen to, but instead they get this angry, vicious, attacking women and using all these racial undertones, and it's like all the dog whistles is just not what anyone was expecting, and it is sad. This is not the way that she should be presenting herself at this point in her career. Perhaps earlier on, but not right now when she's more established. She should be settling in and just be cruising, basically, not just writing a whole album just to diss a bunch of people and steal a bunch of people's work without giving them credit. I'm so surprised by this. It's just weird, and it's the blatant and comfortable disrespect of other women that I cannot get past. I don't get it. I do not get it. If these people did something that is so horrible, I can understand that. But a lot of these people did nothing to her. So Charlie said this one little thing, boring Barbie. Really? Is that really a reason to beef with someone? Yes, it is reason to not be happy with someone and to perhaps keep your distance, or when you see them, if you guys are close enough for this, you can talk to them about it or to bring it up to them. But to put it in a song just so that you can create this lifelong enemy between yourself and someone else just does not make sense. None of this stuff are serious enough for her to go this hard in disrespecting them. This is just sheer disrespect. And when you consider the fact that she knows that her fan base are going to go after these people, is just such a low thing for her to do. And it really does tarnish her reputation. A lot of people used to think that she was a mean girl, but then it was always on the fence with a lot of people. No one could really point and say, yes, she is definitely a mean girl. Look at all this stuff that she's doing so blatantly. It was kind of hard to tell. There's room to argue, right? It was debatable. But now that she's been so blatantly using all of these dog whistles and racial undertones in her music, I don't know if it's her engagement that has emboldened her, which why that will embolden her to be a worse version of herself, I don't know. If you're in a good place, you are generally a better person. You don't, it does not bring out the worst in you. Like, positive experiences does not bring out the worst in people. Negative experiences can bring out the worst in a person. So if all these things that are happening to her, if she likes where she is in life, if she's happy with herself, she would not be attacking women this way. It's pointless. It's I don't know what this is. I don't even know what to call it. I think she needs to take time away from everything. I think she needs to take a break. I think that's what it is. She needs to take a break and just focus on something else other than other artists, what one artist have said, one little quip another artist has made, and who has dated her current boyfriend or who her ex-boyfriends have moved on to. She needs to take a break from all of this and just go somewhere, relax, and find her center, and then come back and try this again, because this is unwarranted, uncalled for. This could have been a fun album for her, but she chose to make it something negative, and she has ruined her reputation. And everyone that was on the fence about who she really is are not on the fence anymore. It has become very obvious, you know, with where she stands on certain things. As far as her wanting to be a wife and mother, there's nothing wrong with that. There's what's wrong with wanting to be a wife and mother. But when you begin to go racial with it, then obviously people are going to respond, because who do you think you are? you know, it's like everyone have to watch themselves. No matter how big you think you are, you still need to watch how you act, especially when your reputation is on the line, which at this point people can see her now for who she really is. And now people are starting to wonder how much of her previous amazing work she has done herself and how much help she's had with those, because the lyrics in this new work that she's put out is not giving the same writer that wrote her other songs. But you know what? That's for her to worry about. Life goes on. She has made her money from this album. If there's another album, I'm sure it'll go in a different direction, because she does not like the fact that she has to come out and say, well, I'm making money either way, regardless of what people say, and you're helping me in my first week of album release, or whatever she said. I'm sure this will make her think twice about what music she decides to put out next time. Anyway, that's all I have on Taylor and this Life of the Showgirl album. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.